What's good YouTube, and for this video we're going to do a deep dive into the dribbling system of NBA 2K22. So my goal in this video is to give you the most comprehensive set of dribble tutorials that's out there right now, going from the basics all the way up to advanced combinations and some of the hidden moves that 2K doesn't necessarily teach you how to do. So before we get started, I wanted to show a few highlights and clips of myself using some of the best dribble combinations in the game. There's a wide variety of moves I'm displaying here, some from forced moves which I just wanted to see if I can pull them off in-game, and some other more basic setups just to get you from point A to B and create the space that you need to create a good shot. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to check out the first part of my tutorial series, which is on the triple threat position, which honestly is best combined with your knowledge of dribble moves and shot types in order to be as efficient as possible in the game. So let's start with the basic crossovers, which is done by tapping the right stick up. Your between the legs crossovers, tapping the left stick left or right, depending on your ball hand. And your behind the back crossovers by tapping the right stick down into the left or down into your right towards your non-ball hand. So with any of these basic size-ups, you can launch into a more explosive move by holding the left stick up to the left or up and to the right, depending on the direction of your launch. For example, you can execute a momentum crossover launch by tapping the right stick up and holding the left stick to the left or to the right towards your non-ball hand. The next set of moves are your escape dribble crossovers, which is done by holding R2 and tapping the right stick up and to the left or up and to the right. To the left or to the right for your between the legs escape dribble crossovers, and down into the left and down into the right to execute your behind the back escape dribble crossovers. To execute your step-back dribble, just tap down on the right stick. Holding R2 and tapping down on the right stick gives you a more aggressive momentum step-back dribble. Here you can see it generates much more space and is faster than your standard step-back. To execute a hesitation dribble, just tap the right stick to the left or to the right towards your ball hand. Holding R2 while performing a hesitation dribble gives you a more aggressive hesitation dribble escape. To perform an in and out dribble, just tap the right stick up and to the left or up and to the right towards your ball hand. And just like your other size-ups, you can launch out of this in and out dribble by holding the left stick towards your non-ball hand after you initiate an in and out dribble. Lightly tapping the right stick to execute your dribble moves results in slower animations. This allows you to lull your defender to sleep and potentially attack with more aggressive animations down the line. While walking backwards, tapping L2 once will result in a retreating size-up, and while moving forward, tapping the right stick towards your non-ball hand continuously results in a walking size-up, which you can explode out of into a crossover or launch into the same direction. You can create different dribble combinations by performing any of the moves that I teach throughout this video in quick succession. For example here, I do repeated taps on the right stick to perform any of the moves that I've taught earlier. You can also combine your crossovers with your escape dribble crossovers, your step backs, and later on with the spin moves that I will teach, and the different advanced moves throughout this video. Not all dribble animations work well together, so go into 2KU to figure out what works best for your player. To perform your signature size-up, while holding R2, tap up on the right stick. At any point in these animations, you can launch into an explosive crossover, just make sure that you time it right. Now picking up from what I discussed earlier about different dribble combinations, the best players in the game have their own signature size-ups which you can execute manually. As you can see here, while using Kyrie, I'm executing a manual size-up. This is all done by me using the right stick and my familiarity with Kyrie's animations. So my process in trying to learn the signature size-up animations of each individual is to first look at their animations. As you can see here, Kyrie's different animations from the crossovers to the between the legs cross to the behind the back cross gives you some animation cues into what can be combined together. So that hesitation move that Kyrie does at the end of his animations communicates one of two things. First, it's an opportunity for you to combine that size-up animation with another size-up animation to create your own manual combo. And second, it's an opportunity for you to launch out of this move into a more explosive animation, as you can see here. Try combining your signature animations into 1 to 2 dribble combinations or even 3 to 4 dribble combinations to see how quick you can attack and launch off of your different signature size-ups. So one of the best ways to cross up your defender on the move and use their momentum against them is by executing a snatch dribble. And to execute a snatch dribble, while moving at an angle, just execute any of your right stick crossover moves to perform any crossover, between the legs cross, or behind the back cross and stop on a dime and perform a snatch dribble. Tapping the right stick towards your ball hand executes a Hesi pull, which is a hesitation move in a step back or a side step. The Momentum Snatch is the move that I like to use to catch my defender off guard. To perform this move, execute any of your right stick crossover moves, quickly tap up on the left stick, then hold R2 and press down on the right stick. So with the ball in my right hand, I tap the right stick to the left to execute any crossover, I quickly tap up on the left stick, then I hold R2 and press the right stick down. This executes a quick snatch dribble, which you can launch off into an explosive move as seen in this clip. Another effective move is the behind the back launch, which you can execute by holding R2 and tapping the right stick down into the left or down into the right towards your non-ball hand, and then immediately holding the left stick towards the same direction of your right stick input. So here, while holding R2, I tap the right stick down into the right, then immediately hold the left stick up into the left to launch. I then combine that with any of my snatch dribble animations to perform a behind the back launch to a snatch dribble. So here I will just show you a few clips of how I use the behind the back launch in combination with my other dribble moves in order to create some space and separation and launch into an explosive attack. A move that I rarely use but is good for misdirection is the behind the back in and out. Just hold R2 and tap the right stick down and to the left or down and to the right towards your non-ball hand, and then hold the left stick towards the opposite direction of your right stick input. So if I tap the right stick down and to the right, you want to hold the left stick up and to the left. A new animation in NBA 2K22 is the escape dribble cancel into a hop hesitation. Basically, this is a cancel of an escape dribble crossover when then holding the left stick to the opposite direction of your right stick input. I made a separate video on how to do this move, link down below. Although most dribble moves are done with the right stick, there are some situations where you can use the left stick in order to perform more advanced dribble moves. For example, tapping the right stick up to perform a crossover and then holding the left stick towards your ball hand performs a crossover cancel to in and out. As you can see here, holding the left stick towards your ball hand or your non-ball hand results in hesitation moves or crossover dribbles. In fact, changing the strength in which you hold the left stick can result in different dribble moves. So here I tap the right stick down into the right and then immediately hold the left stick to the right in order to perform a quick in and out dribble, and then I tap the right stick down to perform a snatch back. You can perform any of these dribble moves while on the move, as you would while standing, just by holding the left stick up and then using your right stick inputs. You can also perform your different dribble combinations while on the move, such as your double crossover, a crossover to between the legs cross, a crossover to behind the back, or a double between the legs cross. Just execute it while using the right stick and holding the left stick up towards the basket. To execute the Shammgod, tap the right stick towards your ball hand and then immediately up and to the left or up and to the right towards your non-ball hand. So here I tap the right stick to the left and then I tap the right stick up and to the right immediately to perform the Shammgod. So again, my advice is to just go to 2KU and try out different dribble combinations just to see what's possible. You can end your moving dribble combinations with a snatch-back dribble by tapping the right stick down into the left or down into the right towards your non-ball hand and letting go of the left stick. So here, after tapping the right stick up, I let go of the left stick and tap the right stick down into the left to execute a snatch. Tapping L2 while on the move results in a Stutter Step Hesi. While moving at an angle, tapping the right stick down results in a moving step back, which you can combine with any of your launch moves or your right stick dribble moves. I also made a separate video on the different spin variations that you can perform in NBA 2K22. There are new animations and new dribble combinations, so I encourage you to watch that video. You can also perform an escape dribble on the move, which creates a lot of space and at times is more effective than a snatch-back dribble depending on the animations of the player that you are using. To do this, just hold L2 right before you perform your escape dribble animation. So here I hold L2 and then immediately hold R2 and tap down and to the left on the right stick. You can also do this by letting go of the left stick, then holding R2 and performing any of your escape dribble crossovers. Letting go of the left stick while moving tricks the game into thinking that you're in a stationary position so you can perform any of your escape dribble crossovers. The same trick applies to a hop hesi so that you can execute a hop hesi on the move. Again, just let go of the left stick right before you perform the hop hesitation. Lastly, you can hold off your trailing defender by holding L2 after you beat them off the dribble. This is a move that I haven't mastered yet and I'm pretty inconsistent at, so I might do a separate video on this later on. So let me know if this video was helpful. If you have any questions on how to perform these moves, just let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.